Hello, everyone. I am joined by Sri Vivek Tripathi, who is our title sponsor. Namaste, Vivek Tripathi ji.
नमस्ते जी नमस्ते।
तो कैसा लग रहा है आपको या इस लाइव शो में आके?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है और ये फर्स्ट टाइम इसको आईसीएल टूर्नामेंट को स्पॉन्सर करने में भी बहुत अच्छा लग रहा
ओके, क्या आपकी कोई चेस की कनेक्शन है?
है। किससे? चेस
मतलब
वर्ल्ड से।
आपको चेस पहले से आप भी खेलते थे, आपको पसंद है?
हाँ हाँ, नहीं खेलते थे, लेकिन सबसे ज्यादा ये हमारे फैमिली के जो अक्षत खम्बरिया ने किया, उसके बाद हम लोगों का थोड़ा ज्यादा उस तरफ रुझान हुआ और उसने मतलब इस तरह से सब जगह जाके अपना किया, फिर उसके ही
जी
रिक्वेस्ट पे मैंने इसको किया है।
जी जी। हम उनको बहुत अच्छी तरह से जानते हैं, बहुत सालों से मैं भी उनके साथ देखता रहा हूँ कि वो भी बहुत
हाँ
मतलब बहुत वर्षों से वो खेल रहे हैं।
हाँ जी,
तो
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
जब मैं मतलब 10 साल का था तब से मैं भी देख रहा हूँ।
हाँ, तो हमारा कनेक्शन ज्यादा उनके ही थ्रू ज्यादा है। मतलब जो उसने उपलब्धियां हासिल की और जो उसने हम लोगों को प्राउड मोमेंट दिए, उसके कारण पे ज्यादा है।
ओके, ठीक है। तो आपका ये जो सुकून रिजॉर्ट है, ये कहाँ पे है? इसके बारे में थोड़ा बताइए।
सुकून रिसोर्ट जबलपुर में है। ये हमारी चेन ऑफ होटल्स एंड रिसोर्ट है। उसमें एक सुकून है, एक निसर्ग है, एक सुकून सिटी व्यू करके है। तो
हम्म।
जो जबलपुर से नागपुर रोड जाते हैं पे ये एक होटल है। इसमें करीब 30 रूम्स हैं, बैंक्वेट हॉल्स हैं और ओपन लॉन्स हैं। तो
अच्छा।
इस तरह से हाँ जी, हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
तो ये जब मैंने ये नाम के बारे में सुना, मुझे लगा नाम अच्छा रखा है, लेकिन ये
हाँ जी।
नाम कैसे सोचा आपने? सुकून क्यों?
हाँ, सुकून इसलिए क्योंकि नॉर्मली हम जब रिसोर्ट में जाते हैं या कहीं भी लेजर स्पेंड करने जाते हैं, तो
हम्म।
हम सबसे ज्यादा जिस चीज के लिए वहां जाते हैं वो चीज है सुकून। तो
अच्छा, राइट।
हाँ हाँ। और उसका जो वो पंच लाइन है वो है एंजॉय फूड एंड फुर्सत। तो बेसिकली वो
करेक्ट।
जगह है जहाँ फुर्सत को एंजॉय कर सकते हैं।
तो जहाँ पे ये सुकून रिसॉर्ट है, वहाँ पे सराउंडिंग एरिया में क्या क्या है?
वो नर्मदा नदी, बरगी डैम, फिर थोड़ा और इधर पैंच टाइगर रिजर्व है, उधर कान्हा है। क्या जबलपुर के तीन तरफ तीन, बांधवगढ़, पैंच और कान्हा, तीन टाइगर रिजर्व हैं। ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। और
अच्छा।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, बरगी डैम बहुत फेमस है, वहाँ क्रूज वगैरह चलते हैं। भेड़ा घाट जो है वो भी एक इंटरनेशनल लेवल का पिकनिक स्पॉट है। मतलब वो नर्मदा नदी वहाँ पे संगमरमर के बीच से निकली हुई है। तो बहुत खूबसूरत जगह है
ओके।
ये। हाँ, ऐसी जगहों के बीच में बनाया है रिसोर्ट की, कुछ कुछ डिस्टेंस पे तीन चार बहुत अच्छी अच्छी लोकेशंस पर।
ओके, तो ये जो शो है हमारा चेस का शो, ऑर्गेनाइजर्स, प्लेयर्स, आर्बिटर्स, पेरेंट्स, सब लोग देख रहे हैं। तो मेरा सवाल ये है कि क्या आपने सोचा कि कभी एक बार चेस टूर्नामेंट भी आपके रिजॉर्ट में हो सकता है? क्या ये भी
बिल्कुल
पॉसिबिलिटी
बिल्कुल
है?
बिल्कुल। नहीं नहीं, बिल्कुल मेरी अक्षत से बात हुई। हमने अभी एक नया रिसोर्ट बनाया निसर्ग करके। तो
ओके।
उस पे थोड़ा, हाँ, वो उस पे बात चल रही है। वो जैसी सारी मटेरियलाइज हो जाएंगी तो वहाँ होना तो ये निश्चित है। अब कब होगा ये थोड़ा अभी फाइनल नहीं है। अब अचानक ये हो गया कोरोना के कारण, लॉकडाउन और ये सारी चीजें। अदरवाइज हम लोग उस लाइन पे ही प्लान कर रहे थे।
करेक्ट, ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है कि हम इस टाइम में जहाँ पे सब लोग कोरोना से परेशान हैं, आप आगे आके एक चेस इवेंट को स्पॉन्सर कर रहे हैं, ये भी बहुत बड़ी बात है चेस के लिए, सब के लिए। सो थैंक यू वेरी मच।
ओके ओके।
तो अभी आप ये इवेंट को ओपन डिक्लेयर कर सकते हो, और
हाँ
उससे
जी, हाँ
पहले
जी, हाँ
क्या अगर आपका कोई मैसेज है वो आप दे सकते हो?
जी। मैसेज ये है कि इस समय पूरी दुनिया को उस स्पिरिट की जरूरत है जिस स्पिरिट से चेस खेली जाती है। और जिस स्पिरिट के साथ जो खेलने वाले हैं वो अपने ओपोनेंट को हराने के लिए अपना पूरा जज्बा लगाते हैं, उसी स्पिरिट से हमें कोरोना से लड़ना है और जीतना है। तो इस समय पे ये शायद ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है बनस्पत कि किसी और मौके पे होता। तो नाउ आई अनाउंस दिस टूर्नामेंट टू बी ओपन।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू। आपसे बात करके मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई, और आपसे मिलके यहाँ पे। तो
ना, मुझे भी बहुत खुशी हुई टूर्नामेंट को स्पॉन्सर करने में, बहुत खुशी।
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू। तो हम
थैंक यू।
अभी एक ब्रेक लेके वापस गेम स्टार्ट करेंगे। सो विल रिटर्न बैक आफ्टर अ शॉर्ट ब्रेक। थैंक यू।
ओके।
Hello, we are back again. I am joined by Grandmaster Ankit Rajpara here. Games will start soon. I just read a message in the chat. Yes, our team is working on starting the games now. Our title sponsor Vivekji just announced that the games will be open. So we were about to finish the overview of the players, Ankit, right?
Yeah. Right, yes.
Okay, so Ikansh Arora says that Desi boys are going to win. All right, maybe they could win. I mean, they are also having the strong players. We will come to predictions and we will come to questions related to the match. But first, let's finish the overview.
So I think the games have started.
Okay, I'll just
So,
finish with five fighters, one of my favorite teams.
Firefight. Oh, one of your favorite teams. Okay. Uh-huh.
There's Grandmaster
Mm.
Gukesh, there's I am
Mhm.
Soumya, there's Ganguly, there's Luke, and there is Vishnu Prasanna. Vishnu Prasanna is their captain.
Okay. Uh-huh. A very strong team indeed, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so as you say, the games have
Mhm.
started. So let's start with some
Yes.
game. Which game shall we start with?
Let's start with Vaibhav versus Nihal.
Okay, so we'll get to the games now. Yes, we have the game between Vaibhav Suri and Nihal Sarin.
Okay. So it started with Sicilian, and I think Nihal wanted to go for the Najdorf variation, which but Vaibhav Suri so which
Yes, yes.
is one of the sidelines. Many West Bengal players actually played, especially I've seen Saptarshi, Grandmaster Saptarshi. Interesting. Let's see how it is. So since this opening is there, so maybe we can take a look at a few more games and then come back to this.
Yes.
Okay, so let us now start with let's start with Ganguly versus Bhakti Kulkarni.
Yes. So Ganguly is playing for team Five Fighters
Okay,
and Bhakti is playing
and
for United India.
okay, United India, yes. So Ganguly has started with this knight f3 c4 kind of
Yeah.
English opening sort of setup. So I think he wants to remain flexible. He can in this type of structure, white sometimes delays d4 just to see the observation of black and then decide. Sometimes one of the lines is in these type of positions. One of the lines could be putting your queen on c2, playing
Okay.
b3, playing
Okay.
bishop b2, and very important thing is not to castle but to play g4 and then going for kingside attack. Some I think Nepomniachtchi
Yes.
has played some very interesting lines in this. So interesting games in this.
Oh, that
So I
reminds me.
think
There is one game that you
yes.
yourself played against, I think, Priyadarshan?
Yes, it was national juniors actually.
Yes.
So it was very interesting. So maybe if during the break, maybe we may analyze that further. So
Yeah.
we can see. But
Okay.
this
So
is
first,
slightly different than that one because that was semi-slab and the bishop was on d6. So I was able to get e5 very quickly. But in this, it is more of a QGD sort of set, Queen's Gambit decline sort of setup. So we'll see how the game goes, but it will be very interesting. So
yeah.
now, so let us actually go for another game that is Venkatesh versus Arvind Chidambaram.
Okay.
Let's see how their opening is gone. Okay, so many pieces are exchanged. Already queens are off, and I can see that. Venkatesh can win the c4 pawn right now. But
Mm-hmm.
I think what Arvind has in mind is he wants to play b5 after that, and then once the knight moves, he'll capture the e3 bishop. So he will not only get the double bishop advantage, but also white's kingside pawn structure would be quite weak. So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
it's very interesting, and it started with, of course, the signature style of MR Venkatesh, Reti
Yes,
system.
righty.
So
Yeah, when we
yes,
had this drawing of lots, we had like eight
uh
slides, and he chose G3.
huh,
So I immediately noticed that his love for
okay.
that move is like
Yes.
seen.
Mhm.
Before we
Yes,
go to the
exactly. So,
specifics of each and every game, I would like to know your predictions. Let's say we have
Okay.
like we have 10 teams now, and undercover agents is playing chess
Mhm.
tulir, and five fighters is playing
Okay.
United India. So what are your predictions?
Mhm.
Let's go by your predictions
Okay. Let's
first,
go
and
one
then
by. So okay, so let's just start with undercover agents and chess Thulir. So
okay,
I feel that chess Thulir has an advantage in this. So I would go for
okay,
chess Thulir in this matchup.
okay,
Um,
and
then there is five fighters and United India, right?
yes,
So, so there, that is a close one, but I would go with your favorite five fighters. So
yeah,
I feel
okay,
they
and
have
chess
some
Gyan and chess
advantage.
Gurukul.
Chess Gyan and Chess Gurukul. It is a close one to be honest, but I think I would go for the strongest team in this tournament. That is Chess
Chess
Gurukul.
Gurukul.
So yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And Desi Boys Super Kids,
Okay, I think this is the closest actually because
both are very
they
strong.
all have they both are really strong. So it would be a very close call, but let me see. So still, I would favor the youth. So I'll go for Super Kids.
Super Kids. Okay, the chat is listening
Yes.
to you. Okay.
Okay.
Then Chess Parshala and Cheeky Cheetahs.
Okay. Chess Pathshala and Cheeky Cheetahs. This is very interesting. So I think on the board 3, 4 and 5, the matchup is sort of balanced. I think board 1 and 2, Mrudul versus Puranik and Citron versus Akanksha. If one of them pulls some upset, then I'm not exactly sure, but I would go for Cheeky Cheetahs.
Okay. So now we'll just give a question because throughout the show we have decided to have some giveaways. So
Okay.
so I'm now throwing this to the viewers. We also have a daily question, and we have predictions. Like if
Mm-hmm.
you predict all the 5 results correctly, you get a chess.com diamond membership. And we also have
Mm-hmm.
a daily question. Let me bring that slide.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a daily question. Which team is most likely to win the Sukooon Resort Indian Chess.com League, and why? So you not only have to tell your choice but also explain your choice as to why that is your choice.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can, I mean, the viewers could write your answers, but don't forget to tweet with the hashtag Sukooon ICL. There are 3 O's in Sukooon. So Sukooon ICL is the hashtag. My team here will keep an eye on the tweets, and one of the answers, or let's say the answers that we like, are, let's say, the best answers stand a chance to win the diamond membership. So you have 2 chances. You can also tweet to us about which is your favorite team and why so, and why do you think that team is likely to win, or you can also predict the 5 results, or you can do both. It's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get back to the game.
Okay, so I think before going back to those 3 games which we have seen already, let us take a look at a few others and then we may go back to one of them.
Okay, so let me
So
get the
I think we
games
can
opened.
open. Sure. So once we get it open, please open the Srinath versus Tanya game. Let's see what is going on there.
Okay. So we'll go to Srinath versus Tanya game. Yes. Okay.
Okay, so the Tanya has actually played one of the. So Srinath is, I think, in past few years he has diversified his repertoire, but still he's known for his E4 and attacking style. So
Mm-hmm.
sensing that Srinath has started with D4 to get him into uncharted territories, Tanya started with second move B6, which is not so
Yeah.
common, and in general, there are some lines where white plays knight c3, queen c2, or even
Yeah.
sometimes f3, e4.
I have played it
So
myself.
yes, so and even what I'm not exactly sure about d5 move, but it seems interesting because it blocks the b7 bishop, and then you get the strong control after e4. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'd still rather prefer to play f3 e4 or queen c2 e4 over this. And now going forward towards what the live position is, I feel black. It's pretty balanced, I would say, because one of the things which I see in this position is that bishop on c1 is not yet developed, and
Mm-hmm.
the Srinath's king is still in the center. So some ideas with b5, queen b6 check could also be possible, like knight g4 and some fork of sort. So I feel
Okay.
that Tanya should try to open up the position as soon as possible, because otherwise, if let's say Srinath is able to play c4, bishop b2, and then because this diagonal is very dangerous now, so the a1 h8 diagonal. So I think
Yeah.
Tanya has to play very actively to to complicate the matters. Otherwise, yes, she has played the strongest move available, b5,
You're
and I
right. You're
feel
right. Yeah.
yes. So because she also knows that she has to complicate the matters. I mean, try to break open the center, because her bishop on b7 is not so good. So I think this would be the critical moment, and I think the game would get much more interesting when we visit it one more time.
But there is one danger I have noticed that, Tanya Sastep
Okay.
is low on time.
Oh, sorry, I did not notice that fact actually. The time gap is quite huge, 3 minutes 46 seconds.
Yes.
So I think she will need to take care of that as well, because 10 plus 2 is such a time control where no, you don't, you need to take care of time as well. You don't have that much. So it's pretty common to see in these type of time control. Someone is able to get really good position, but if the player does not have enough time to capitalize on that, then
Yes.
the other player can get counterplay.
True.
So
Because
I think
there is only 2-second increment, and we also need good skills
yes,
with the mouse here.
I think so. So you just don't need to get the winning position, but I think it's not about only playing good chess, but also some external skills like having playing with a good mouse. So we'll see how it goes. It's very interesting. I mean, Srinath is not the player to shy away from the
Complications.
attacking chess. So
Yeah.
he has also replied with e5. So I think Srinath's idea is maybe potentially keep an eye on that b1 h7 diagonal and play knight g5 once the knight moves, so that h7 can be targeted. And
Yes.
I think with less time on the board, it will be a bit more difficult for Tanya to defend, but still we'll see how she does. So
Yes. What are the other
oh,
interesting games or interesting clashes you
okay,
think
let's
we
I
could
think
focus
interesting
on?
clashes. I think let's go for Pragnananda versus Aronyak. So
Actually, every clash is
yeah.
interesting. It's just that we have to
No,
see
every
which one.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
just yes, because as we have said earlier, we would need to prioritize a few. So we would have loved to cover all 25, but
Yeah.
again,
There's
the
so
time
many
control is
games.
less, so we have yes. So let us go for Pragnananda and Aronyak, and then after that maybe we can revisit the Vaibhav Suri Nihal or some other game.
Okay. So we'll go to
So
Pragnananda versus Aronya Ghosh. Aronya Ghosh is playing black here.
mhm.
Okay, let's
Okay,
check what
so
opening was this. What was the
okay, so they
rating?
started with Reddy, and then Pragnananda went for, I think, sort of, he wanted to convert to Catalan after d4, but Aronyak did not give him the chance and played
Yeah,
b5.
correct.
So normally, this is just this setup, not exactly this position, but this setup is also has been played a few times by Magnus Carlsen.
With
So the
white
point
or
is
black?
that yes, with black, the b5 one.
Okay.
So not exactly this position, but this setup. So in general, we know that we should try to. So the person who controls the four central squares, right? E4,
Mm-hmm.
D4, E5, D5, has good control over the game. So black does not want to allow C4 for black or C4 for white. So he cannot. And one problem with white is if he does not play C4 and cannot open up that diagonal, then bishop on
Mm-hmm.
G2 can also be at trouble. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting. Let's see how it has progressed. So Pragnananda has got double pawns on e file, and I think it's let's see. So I think that in the final position, Pragnananda actually took the b pawn and gave away his central e pawn. But the
Okay.
I think
B
the point
pawn.
he is trying to make is that although he has given up his central pawn, but Aroniak will have some difficulty in developing his f8 bishop, especially, okay, I was going to say, and Pragnananda played bishop c3. So now the question is, if you're, how do you safeguard your king? Because queen side you cannot castle, rook b8 has been played. For king to castle on king side, you need to move the f8 bishop, but the question is that bishop g7 threat always remains. So,
Right.
so I think Aronyak is facing some practical difficulties in this position.
What do
So
you
it will
think
be
about?
interesting to see.
I'm sorry, I had
No, no, no
something to
problem. Please
say.
continue.
So there was
Okay,
this thing which I was a part of a camp, and one of the coaches
okay.
was Lankarvi, and he said that
Mm-hmm.
that these pawns are having some value. Like let's say the H pawn is let's say 10 rupees, and then G pawn is let's say 20
Uh,
rupees, F pawn is 30,
okay,
but the central pawns are let's say
okay,
50
okay,
rupees each.
okay.
So
All
so
right.
he says that central pawns, and he learned it from someone else. So he told us this.
Okay.
What do you think about this? Has this helped you in like when you are seeing games? Do you also use this filter to see which pawn is
So
interesting or
basically, if we see that in many openings there are lines of like poison pawn and knight, or for example in London, when in some lines when your opponent plays queen b6 you sacrifice the b2 pawn, right? So you may have seen this common theme of sacrificing b pawn or g pawn or h pawn, for example, but you would
yes,
be hard pressed to find in an opening where you sacrifice a central pawn, right?
right,
So this itself shows that the integration has been made, and we see many sacrifices, but not of the central pawns. So I agree with Lanka Ravi sir that central pawns have much more importance
yeah,
than that of the other pawns.
okay.
So
So I
okay,
just got a
so
result.
actually
Pardon?
Aroniak has played f6. Aroniak,
Yes.
and now his king side is, so although he will be able to castle, but e6 weakness and his king side has become sort of permanently weak. So I think
Yes.
we will revisit this game later and see what happens.
So I have been
So I
told
think we
that
can load the results actually.
yeah, I have been told that we have just got a result, and we
Okay,
have the first
so
result. Surashekar
all right.
Ganguly has won his game
Okay.
against Bhakti
Mhm.
Kulkarni.
So I think it's time we see that game and how it went.
Yes, let's
So
just see the game.
we left it at c takes d5 when Ganguly played it. So e takes d5. So in this position, Ganguly actually decided that since Bhakti played c5, Ganguly decided that Bhakti wants to play d4 after the sixth move c5. So Ganguly decided to exchange the pawn on d5. And the line I was talking about, what Nepomniachtchi and they played, that queen c2 knight g5, right? So I think if Bhakti had played knight d5, knight takes d5, then that was Ganguly's plan. So
To go
this and
with Queen C2 and
now
H4.
yes, yes, I think something like that. But with e takes d5, I think he wants to play a positional chess and play against isolated queen's pawn. So he started with
Uh-huh.
d4, and now this is sort of reverse Caro-Kann, but of course with an extra tempo for white. And in general, especially in blitz games, you should play such openings where you can play with your intuition, right? And
Yes,
isolated queen's pawn, if you are having it, then you have to, it is you who has to take the initiative, right? So
right,
I think Ganguly made a very practical choice in playing against it, so he can play very natural moves, and Bhakti will have to do all the navigating what plan to do and all that.
right. So
So
it's
it was a
like Black's
very smart
duty.
choice by Ganguly. Mhm.
So it's like
So
Black's duty to
let's
attack,
see.
you're saying.
Yes, yes, exactly. Because otherwise, White's plan is simple. He will just exchange the pieces. He will control the d4 square, as we know. Isolated queen's pawn is there. You should keep an eye on the front of that square, right? d4.
Yes, yes,
So knight d4, bishop b8. So Ganguly played a very nice move f4, just killing that counter play. So now,
yes, on
although the
the
e3 pawn is weak,
diagonal.
yes, yes. Although the e3 pawn is weak, but I think he has enough counterplay on that a1 h8 diagonal to create some counterplay. So let's see how the game went. And
Okay,
I think knight e4 was a mistake, and Bhakti simply lost a pawn after that.
okay, let's
So
get
because
there.
bishop takes
Yeah,
e4, d takes e4, knight takes c6. Very important to see after knight takes c6 is that do not capture with the pawn as your queen is hanging on d6.
right. The
So
queen is angry.
this So queen takes queen, this and this, bishop d4. So as we know, double bishop advantage is really good to have in most positions, but not in this because the center is very closed, right?
Yeah.
So the bishops don't have many places to go. So that is why, and after bishop d4, actually he simply, and then Bhakti did one more mistake on 23rd move, that is rook e d8. And then after rook bishop takes
Yeah.
a7, rook takes a7, rook takes e6, she lost the pawn in the
Yeah.
game
Bishop c6 is
subsequently.
not possible because this is a
Yes.
back rank
Rook,
mate.
yes, rook, yes, back rank checkmate. Always we say, right? Try to play
Yeah.
h6 or something to avoid these kind of things. So, I think although it was Ganguly played a very practical game and he took advantage of small mistakes of Bhakti.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it's a
so
very
let us.
very nice
So
win.
okay, this analysis. No, very instructive game. Maybe during the break, we may revisit it or sort to analyze in
Yes.
a bit more detail. So
Yeah,
very
it's like how
clean
to
game
play
to say
against an
the to
IQP.
put it in. Yes, I think now Nihal versus Vaibhav Suri, so it's a time travel situation, and sort of both of Nihal has 1 minute while Vaibhav has about 30 seconds. So, but from what we know, this both guys are capable of if they get winning position, then playing in 2 seconds increment and win. So, Nihal, so from what we have left off, Nihal has actually sacrificed an exchange. So,
Okay, let me pull
and
that game up. Nihal.
yes,
Oh, but
so
I can
and
see Vaibhav Suri has only got like 6 seconds.
only
No,
17
70
seconds versus
seconds.
1 minute.
Yeah.
So and Nihal has so I think there is a tactic available. So now the thing is he has, as you can see, although he has sacrificed an exchange, but he has tremendous compensation because king on b1 is extremely weak.
Extremely weak. Yeah.
So I think all so and now Nihal has captured the queen, and then he will most likely he will take the pawn, and then the point is that white pieces are very sort of passively placed. Knight on e2, king on b1, rook
Right.
on d2. So rook on d2 always will have to guard that d5 pawn. Rook on f1 will always have to protect that f3 pawn. While c5 is a very strong outpost square for black. And if Vaibhav Suri plays f4, then he can bring another knight to
To
e4,
e4.
knight
Yeah.
fe4, and this is very time trouble will be difficult. But if Vaibhav is a capable player of making a comeback out of this, so let's see how
Yeah.
he does.
Yes,
So
I think
I
see
think we have
like that we have like 50 games, so it would be good if we like quickly flip through the games because one game if you spend
okay.
too
Now I
much
think
time,
let's go for
yeah,
Venkatesh versus Arvind. And
yeah, okay.
so Venkatesh versus Arvind, what is going on? So Arvind has two pieces for rook and
Hold on. Let me
a6.
get that game
Okay, no,
first.
okay, sure. So once you get that, just let me know.
Yeah, so we'll quickly flip through the games because we have a
No,
lot
no,
of
very
games to
quickly.
see.
I'll just give you the initial assessment, and then we can go for
Yeah,
the
okay.
next game, sort of.
I
So
think White is
Arvind,
doing.
so have you opened up the game?
Yeah, I
So
have the
White
game
is doing
open.
well, but the thing is, A6 pawn is falling soon. So I think it is Black who will be pushing after that.
Yeah,
So I think Arvind should be. If I think Arvind should be able to win this
yeah,
game
he's the
after. Okay,
favorite
and he
player.
has
I think
captured the.
this position
So
is.
let's go for another game now. So
How about
let us
Stanley's
see the.
game?
Okay, yes, that's what I was going to say. Let's see someone who has whom we have not covered yet. So Stanley is playing against FIDE Master Ajay Karthikeyan, and I think Stanley is in huge trouble
Okay,
because his opponent has double bishop advantage,
right.
and Stanley is pawn down, and his bishop on e6 is very badly placed, right? And not only his opponent has double bishop advantage, but connected pass pawns as well. So I think it's just matter of time before White is able to convert this. So I think we can go for the next game.
Yeah. Okay, I have just received a message that Debashis Das has defeated Raunak Sadhwani. Let's just quickly
Okay,
check that game.
okay. Alright. So you can
Grandmaster
look.
Debashis Das. Okay.
Okay, so mhm. She's mm,
I don't see that in the list. Let's see the games
Yes,
that are
so
live
no
then.
problem. We can see the other game. Okay. So Pragnananda has beat Aronyak. So let's go for some other game which is going on. Let's go for Swayams versus Vaishali.
Okay,
So,
Swamsh is the
so
last minute
what?
replacement for Team Chess Gyan.
Okay. So I think it's no. The game is just
Uh,
Vaishali has resigned. So let's go for another one. So
so
I
I'm
think it
just
would
now
be
that the game is like tab is open, I'm just seeing which opening he chose. He has chosen the Tory attack.
the Torre attack. So nowadays he's playing more like London system and Torre attack and all. He's going from the Swams is actually going away from the mainstream theory. So okay, it's interesting. So I think we can go. Let's take a look at Arjun Kalyan versus NR Visak game. What is going on?
Okay, hold on, let me change the
So
game. Hmm. Arjun Kalyan versus NR Visak. So Arjun Kalyan
yes. So
is playing for
I think
undercover
Arjun
agents.
Kalyan is okay. So and Visak I think is simply winning because he's going to promote the next one. And yes, Arjun Kalyan has resigned because of that. So let's see the Harsha Bharat Koti versus Mendong Kalyuk. So and that is also very interesting game. But I think with four pass pawns in a queen end game, it is losing. So.
Yeah, Harsha is about to win.
Yes. So very important thing to do, very important thing to see in this is to not to exchange the queens from white side, otherwise black pawn will queen first. So
Yeah,
we are in this we are going against sort of conventional advice when you have material advantage, try to trade the pieces, but not in this, otherwise your opponent will queen. So
yeah,
it's
okay,
okay, but Harsha has successfully checkmated him. So I think
okay.
almost all the games have been completed if I'm not mistaken.
So
So
let's see if we
I think
already have results. Yeah, we already have results. You can see
okay.
that the undercover agents have 3 points and Chess Tulir has two. That was the first
Okay.
board, and the second five fighters versus United India. United India has three and a
Mhm.
half. Then Chess Gyan
Okay.
versus Chess Gurukul. The scores are being updated. Desi Boys versus
Mhm.
Super Kids. Guess what? There's a tie
Okay.
there. Two and a half, two and a
Oh,
half.
so that's what. Okay, that's what we are saying, right? Very close. So
And Chess
I think
Parshala Chiki Cheetahs. Cheetahs have
okay.
four and a half. They are,
Okay, four and a half.
yeah,
Okay, so I mean, as we were discussing, it looked very close at first, but I think, as I had said earlier, they were cheeky cheetahs were more. They had more. So it's interesting, four and a half and a half. So that's what this is bit unexpected. Maybe I thought it would be 3-2 or maybe three and a half, one and a half. If Cheeky Cheetah won. So,
yeah,
but this just sort of I said when we were in the introduction of Cheeky Cheetahs that they are quite underrated, right? So
yeah,
this is very so they just have proved that they are a force to reckon with as well in the upcoming rounds.
yeah.
So.
All right. So
So,
we'll
all
just
right,
do a
that's
quick wrap up before we head to
okay.
the next games. I am told that
Mhm.
the next round will start very soon.
Okay.
So
So,
there was one game which I liked, that is Ganguly versus Bhakti. It was a very technical game and everything
yes,
went smooth for
exactly.
Ganguly.
Yes. I think it's this shows actually the experience of Ganguly even against no, Bhakti is of course the current national women champion. So it
Champion,
just shows
yes.
that how his experience has helped him in playing a very smooth game against such strong opponents as well, right?
Okay,
So he
yeah.
is so I think if we get some time, then maybe later on we can take a look at that. But of
Okay,
course, Ganguly is one of the strongest players in this. So it's a mixture of course, strength plus experience in this. So
right.
it will be. I think I'm looking forward for Ganguly's matches against Nihal or Pragnananda or something. So it will be like very interesting that battle.
Yeah. So
So
let
let's
us
see.
use this time to interact a
Okay.
bit with the chat here. So maybe we
Okay.
could
All right. So
ask a question and introduce the first giveaway. So we'll ask a question
Okay.
now, and our team here will check for who has answered the questions right. So we'll, as I already mentioned, you can also predict and win, or you can tweet us your favorite team or your prediction about who is most likely going to win, and then tweet it using the hashtag Sukooon ICL, or you can answer a simple question which I will ask now. So
Okay.
let
Uh-huh.
us bring the question. Oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
told that the round is
Okay.
going to start, so we don't really have that
Okay, okay,
question.
okay. Let's just okay, no
Yeah, so
problem.
I'm
Maybe
told
in the
that.
next break. So I think that the next break is a bit longer one, so we'll be able to cover these things up in
Yes,
that.
yes,
So
yeah. So let's get
yeah.
to the live games. I can see some games
Mm,
are already starting.
okay, okay. I think let's just so the games. I'll just check the pairings quickly so we can see that who we can start with board pairing. So let us actually take a look at the game between. Let us start with Deepta and Ghosh versus MR Venkatesh.
So Ankit, the thing is, we will cover the games because there are so many games. While we approach the end, let
Okay.
us just flip through the games and
No, I
maybe
think
also
well, let
watch.
us try to cover towards the end, maybe more than 5 games rather than so just
Yeah, yeah,
quick. What we'll do is towards the end we'll open the game, we'll give our assessment, and then go for the next one.
yeah. So I'm quickly getting all the games opened.
So I think let us you can open one of the games and then we discuss. So I think in the first round I did, so maybe this time
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can start. So,
Yes, yes.
okay. Mhm.
Okay, so I have games opened one by one. The games, the team here is doing a very good job of starting the games on time. So also I
Yes.
must mention that our title sponsor is Sukooon Resorts, and our broadcasting sponsor is Desi Boys, and then we also have day sponsors, and then Goan Chess Trio will be the day sponsor for tomorrow, and then we have two special sponsors who are sponsoring the prizes for under 16 and women. So Maestro Chess Academy is doing the sponsorship for the under 6. Chess Lang is sponsoring the best woman prize. Okay, with that bit, let me just open all the games. Games have started.
Okay.
So it's like 50 players, so there will be 25 games at once. So I'm
Mhm.
getting all the games one after the other, so that we don't miss out on any game where the result has come. So I am also aware of the result.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So you can open up one of the games and let me know, and then we
Yeah.
will start the opening discussion. So,
So meanwhile, viewers, you can actually tweet us using the hashtag tweet to our Chesscom India handle using the hashtag Sukooon ICL, and our team here will be keeping an eye. And if we like a tweet, we may also bring up on the show. So, all right. Oh, pretty interesting clashes here. So I see um, the clash between Sankalp Gupta and GM Srinath.
okay,
Let's
let's
start with it.
open that one. Okay.
So
So
there is a very interesting pairing here, round two. It's like I'm told by Rakesh, who is my
mhm,
colleague in chess.com India. So he's saying that there are two pairings, very interesting ones. It's like say a coach
okay.
versus student kind of pairing.
Okay, interesting.
So
Uh-huh.
I think we'll start with that. So Swapnil Dhopade
Okay,
versus
let's
Raunak,
so let's okay, the students of course.
and
Let
then
us
there is
start with
also
that. So,
Padmini versus Ganguly.
okay. So all right, so let us start with the um, Ronak Sadhwani game first, and then we can go
Yes.
for the
Right. So I have
so
the game in front of my screen. It's a
uh-huh.
Petrov.
Okay, it's a Petrov. Okay, very interesting. So now this is Sadhwani. So I'm actually having some difficulty in opening up the game, so let me just. Okay, I have found it. So it's a Petrov, and okay, so
Yep.
Swapnil, I think he is known for his solid openings like Karo Khan and Petrov. So he has 95, and so let us see the opening. So Sadhwani, he decided to play third move d4, which is also interesting and not as popular as third move knight e5, which is the main line. So maybe he wanted to sidestep his coach's preparation. So uh,
Maybe.
this bishop d3. So I've seen a few games of Vishwanathan Anand actually playing.
Mm-hmm.
So in something similar to, so not exactly, might be not exactly this, but something very beautiful games in Petrov where he plays knight c3. He allows him to get the double pawns there, and then
Okay.
he creates counterplay on the b file, or sometimes he plays c4 so that the central pawn on d5 can be exchanged. So,
Okay.
so this is one of the things. So you deliberately allow yourself to get the double pawn so as to create some counterplay, and also to get rid of the e4 knight so that some king side counterplay, because bishop d3 to h7, that b1 h7 diagonal will be interesting, right? So
Yeah, that's a
all right,
possibility.
this is
Yeah.
quite so, but I'm not sure if it is error on my side, but Swapnil has been taking very long to make the move.
Maybe
So
he's
might it be his
taking some time.
internet connection? So
Could be.
so
Could be.
because he has already thought for 4 minutes in this, so I don't think he would be taking that move. Maybe it could be internet connection. So let's go for another game actually in the meantime,
So
since
I'll
Swapnil
go
has
to
not made the move.
Padmini's game versus Grandmaster Sureshekar Ganguly.
Okay,
Okay, let's go to the
okay,
opening
Ganguly
bets.
versus.
Kings Indian, Fianchi
Okay,
Kings
let's.
Indian.
I think it was King's Indian G3. So and actually, Padmini decided to not to play C4, which is the main line, but to play B3. I think Kramnik uses this setup, and if I'm not mistaken, you have also played a few games in
Yeah, I've
this,
played
right?
this
So
with
the
both
B3.
colors actually,
Yes.
and I've
So
seen Adiban has played
okay, yes, you
B5.
play King's Indian from black side.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is very interesting. So b5, bishop b2, and it's again sidestepping the theory, and then c4 was played. So and d takes c4, knight takes c4. The argument goes that now if the rook reaches on c5, then the c7 pawn would be weak, and if Ganguly plays some more like c6, then his bishop would not be that good.
Right.
So, but I don't think Ganguly is going to play c6. If he wants, he may play c5 because this h1 diagonal is very important. So,
Ankit, I have
in this,
big news for you. We are
okay.
joined by Vidit in the chat. So Vidit is in the chat officially.
Oh, very interesting. So, we'll be able to get his insights as well.
Yes. So do you remember me, Vidit, and you? We all three were at a place. Do you remember anything related to 2008?
2008. Oh, yes, I remember. World Youth Under 14 at Vietnam. Yes. So,
Right. So
it was
he
under
was there.
14. Yes. Yes, it was very yes, because we all three are from the same age group. So
Age
at that
category, yeah,
time,
94
yes,
born, yeah.
yes, 94 born. So
So a huge shout
okay,
out to
welcome with it.
Vidit Gujarati's Twitch account also. You can see whenever he streams, you can go to Vidit like twitch.tv/Vidit Chess. He's a very popular streamer now. Like he started streaming very recently, but he's very
Okay,
popular already.
okay, that's good actually. So it's he's making. We can say he's Hikaru Nakamura of India, maybe. So
Yes, yes.
so in terms of streaming, so no, that's good.
Okay, so let's get back to the game.
Yes, so this is, I think the Ganguly's game is turning out to be really interesting, and I think later on we'll get back to this, so we can
Okay.
observe some other game in the meantime. So, so let us actually go for the game against Karthik and Murli versus Debashish Das. So,
Karthik and Murli versus the Bashish. Okay.
so it started with Roy Lopez, and then I think Debashis played this early move bishop c5, so this is not exactly Erkingal's variation. I think it starts with b5 and bishop c5 if I'm not mistaken. But interesting nonetheless. And then Debashis went for d5, so he's mixing up a sort of martial type of setup in this bishop c5 variation. But
Yeah,
from the time which he has taken, he took only 2 seconds to make that move. I think he was still in his preparation. And
it seems like that.
Karthikeyan, yes, and Karthikeyan was surprised by that because he took 1 minute 34 seconds to play d4 and then 1 minute to play d takes c5. So, and till now, Debashis was sort of blitzing out the moves, but now it seems like he's also out of theory.
Yeah,
So, but still, there is a good time gap. So Karthikeyan has 4 minutes 51 seconds versus 8 minutes of Debashis. So,
right.
but it will be interesting to see. So Karthikeyan is low on time, but he will have one relief that he has gotten Debashis out of his preparation, right? Because you don't want to play 10+2 time control against someone who is just blitzing out his moves because of his home preparation. So I think some pluses also there for Karthikeyan that Debashis is not now in his opening preparation, but of course he had to burn a lot of time to do that. So it will be
Yeah.
interesting to see how it goes. He has got the double pawns on c file, but at the same time he's threatening to play bishop takes f6 and make the double pawns of Debashis himself. So
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
let's see
It's a threat now.
how it goes.
So let's go to the
Yes, that's
game
a threat
between
now.
Sankalp Gupta and Srinath.
Okay, let's go for that. So it is sort of it started with the classical Dutch. Srinath played it, and then now it has. So later on, Srinath played this move d5 on the eighth move. So very important to know that Sankalp was threatening after eighth move g5. There were three threats, by the way. One was to play knight f7 and then win an exchange because the queen and king are fought. The other somewhere was to play maybe knight e6 and then win the double bishop. And the third threat was bishop takes b7.
Okay, let me
So,
get
and
to
there
the
is,
place where you are mentioning that.
okay. So once you have opened,
Yeah,
I'm talking about the eighth move, knight g5. So as I was saying, I'll repeat it. Knight f7 is one threat, knight e6 is another threat, and bishop takes b7 is third threat. And
yeah.
Srinath admittedly played one move which stops all
All
of them,
three.
that is d5. Yes, all three. So
Right.
the bishop is blocked, the queen is blocked, and now threats are stopped. So now it has gone from sort of classical Dutch to Stonewall type of structure,
So let's
where
explain the viewers what exactly is Stonewall. Some may know, some might not
so
know.
stone. Okay, okay. All right. So Stonewall structure is where against d4, black gets this structure of d5, f5, and e6. So
Right.
he's making his king weak, but his argument is that although I'm making my king weak, but later on if I want to play aggressively, so I have got my pawn already on f5, so I can play this f4 g5 ideas very quickly. And another point is that since his pawns are on f5 d5, he can put his knight on e4, and that could also create some trouble for white. So, but
Uh,
it goes without saying that since he has played some pawn moves, his king side might become weak. So it is a very strategically rich game. So that is there.
okay. So
So
we have
let
some
us now.
viewers.
uh
We have Arnav
Okay.
Maheshwari in the chat. We have Blitzing Bullet. We have Siddharth.
Mhm.
So we'll just say hi to
Okay.
all of them. I hope you all are watching and enjoying the games of the Sukooon Resort first Indian Chess.com league. Okay, let's go to
So
Nihal Sarin's game. He's playing
okay,
against
let's go to
Mrudul
Nihal Sarin versus Mrudul.
Mrudul
Sorry.
Dehankar.
So okay, Mrudul Dehankar. Let me just quickly open that up. Okay, I have opened it up. So okay, so I think Nihal has very so if you see as we are seeing the Bhakti's game, I made a comment that double bishop is a strength to have when the position is open, right?
Right.
And now you can see Nihal Sarin's A1 H8 diagonal is open. So although the knight is on E5, but it can move later on, and H1 A8 diagonal is also quite open, right? So this is the type of position you should aspire for when you have double bishops. Both the diagonals
Okay.
are
Open.
open
Yeah,
and
you
no
can see.
pawns are there. Yeah. So
So
this is,
which
I
is
think this is, and sorry.
which is that one opening which reminds you of, let's say, double bishops? For me, it's actually a particular opening through which I actually learned the value of double bishops. What about you?
Okay, so double. Um, what about me? It's interesting question. So, uh, I think I learned more when I was preparing actually Nimzo from black side sort of. So,
Okay.
I it's the thing is because I am giving the a bishop pair, right? So I have to now learn from both the sides to. It's sometimes
Okay.
you just to know how to play against. So to know how to play against someone, you need to know how to play with something, right?
Yeah, double
So
bishop.
I
Yeah.
think yes. So
So I have observed
that
that
is one.
as games of Vishay Anand usually have knights. So
Yes, he is. He likes to.
have
He's known
knights.
for his knight. Yes. Hmm.
So for me, it was Catalan.
Mm.
So I learnt a
Okay,
lot
for you it was
about
Catalan.
double bishops through Catalan.
Okay, very interesting because sometimes your opponent plays bishop b4 and bishop takes g2, takes the knight, or sometimes no, it's very interesting and it's the power of bishop. Sometimes you play b3, bishop b2 in Catalan, the g3 structure as well. So like Nihal did, both of your bishops can play an
Yeah.
important role, right?
I think
So I
white
think
is
this is
better
an
here, slightly
interesting.
better.
No, white is better here. We can actually go for some other game.
So no
So let
results
us
are
actually take a
updated
look at.
yet.
So it's very interesting. So we have so the games are more fighting now, sort of. So
Yes.
they are players are fighting till to their last chance. So let us go for Deeptan versus MR Venkatesh game. Let us see what is going on there.
Okay.
Mm.
I think it's very clear.
It's gone. I mean, it's clearly lost. So we can actually quickly move on to the other game because it's he's I mean he's so much material down and e5 pawn is falling. F
Let's go
e5
to
pawn is
clay
falling.
clash. Abhijit Gupta versus Pragnananda.
Oh, okay. That's a very interesting clash. So let me just open that up quickly and let's see. So Pragnananda's game. Okay, Abhijit Pragnananda. I have opened it. Okay, so Abhijit, to his true style, has sacrificed a piece for attack,
Mm-hmm.
and Pragnananda has not shied away and has accepted it. So I think in this game it is Abhijit who has to prove compensation and try to do it because if a few pieces are exchanged or Pragnananda is able to consolidate the position, then some problems may happen. But a very important point to notice: Pragnananda is only 52
Two
seconds right
seconds.
now, as
Yeah, this is
opposed to
going to
5.
be very close.
No, this is going to be no. So if I have to say, although I feel objectively Black's position is better, but seeing it splits and it's Abhijit Gupta, I would not be surprised if he gets away with the point in this.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think
I've also seen
this
him
is very
fiddle a lot in real games also.
no, he
He
is that's one
poses
of his key
problems.
strength actually. So
Yes.
he's like no, there are, some players have skill of even if they have sort of not so good position to get out of it very frequently because they are very resilient. It's they say that one mistake is followed by another, right? So why that happens is that we are just when we make one mistake, we are not thinking about future, but we are still thinking, oh my God, why I made it and I should have done this, right? But
Right.
players like Abhijit, they are able to recoup themselves very quickly. Like, okay, mistake
Adjust.
happened, that happens, right? So
Right.
that's okay. Let's move on. Let me try to fight what I have rather than what I had, right? So I think that's the key thing. So not to dwell into past and see what is going on in this position. So and not many players are able to do it, but
Yeah,
Abhijit
it's not
is
easy to
one of the few.
adapt immediately, but
Yes.
top players are known to do that.
Yes, and in India, I think Abhijit is a very good example of that. And if we
Right.
talk in top players, then Nakamura is also a really good example. So he time to time makes really nice comebacks. So okay, so now let us go for another game. So let us go back to Arvind. Let us go for Arvind versus Vaibhav Suri. So what is going
Okay.
on there? So once I've opened it, just let me know. Then
Arvind
start.
versus. Okay, let me get that game. Yes, Vaibhav Suri is black and Arvind is
And
white.
Vaibhav Suri is pawn up, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Arvind has an isolated pawn, but he has black's position seems a bit passive. So okay, c5 is a good move because if Arvind does not capture it and plays d5, then he's blocking his own bishop, and knight e5 may come, and after that
Mm,
there is b and c connected pass pawns. And if Arvind exchanges the c pawn, then he is sort of untangling himself from the passive position which he has, because knight will come to an active square on c5 and it will be well protected by the b6 pawn as well.
right.
So I think Vaibhav has nice chances to win. So let us actually go for some other game so we can just cover more number of games.
Yeah, there is one
So,
message from the chat. They're asking if there is a
okay.
giveaway. And
So,
I would just like to repeat that yes, there is a giveaway. You can see that we have a daily question as to who is most likely to win the Sukooon Resort first Indian Chess.com league. Tweet your answer explaining why do you think this particular or that particular team has chances to win. And then if we like the tweet, we will give the diamond membership. Also, you could predict the results of the games while they are on. We will get the standings, and then maybe from round 2 onwards we can do more of predictions. Of course, yes, there will be a giveaway, so there will be chess.com memberships for you. Stay in the chat.
so, so I think Niranjan, let us take a look at the women versus women battle, Akanksha versus Nandita. So let us open that and see what is going on there.
Okay.
So once you open it, I want to show you a very nice tactic which Nandita has applied on the 32nd move. So once you open the game, please go after the position after rook a2, 32nd move.
Okay, let me get that game. Yeah, I think 30-second move, rook a2.
Rook
So
a2. And Nandita
Akansha.
has played rook takes b3. So as you can
Okay.
see, the rook cannot be captured because rook d1 would be a checkmate. Although it's not a back rank, but the g2 square is being covered by the e3 knight, right?
Okay.
So that was a very nice tactical idea which Nandita has applied, and now I think in the current position, I think black is a good favorite because remember that e5 pawn is on the dark squares, right? And
Yes.
Akanksha has light square bishop, so I think it will be very difficult for her to protect in the long run. So
Right.
I think Nandita is favorite to
Yeah,
win
she
in
may
this
win this. Yeah. I
position.
already see some
Yes. So
results
let us.
that
Okay. So I
Visak
think.
has won.
Okay, Visak has won against Abhimanyu. So maybe what we can do is we can focus on live games, and during the break maybe we can
Maybe
take a
we
look at it.
can.
What do you want to do?
Correct, correct. Yeah, let's do that.
Let's actually get back to the Swapnil versus Ronak game. So Swapnil has come back. So but all right, Swapnil is although he the time both of them have same, but
Yeah.
I mean Ronak is completely winning because no, I think this needs no explanation.
Yeah.
Ronak will
Central
win very easily.
pawns.
Two extra pass pawns and two centrally connected pass pawns. I think this is
Very
more than
dangerous. Yeah.
enough for Ronak to win the game.
So let's go to
So
Padmini's game then.
let's go to Padmini versus Ganguly. Okay, it's very
Yes.
interesting. Padmini has a pass pawn on a file, and it is a far advanced pass pawn, right? So I think Ganguly has to take care of that. So if some ideas with a6 and then rook b, okay, just as I said, Padmini played a6. So I think Padmini wants to play rook b7 so that she can bring her pawn to 7th rank and then try to promote it to a queen and then maybe win Ganguly's bishop. So. No, I think this will be. I think Padmini has some advantage, but Ganguly is also a really good defender. So let's see what happens later on. So maybe now we can go for some other game then. So this is still complicated. So which game do you want to go for now? Let's go.
Now,
I think although we have seen it. Let's go back to Abhijit versus Pragnananda because that was one of the most complicated games we were seeing, right?
yeah, players are down
So
to less than 50 seconds now in almost
okay,
every
exactly.
game.
Now, okay, so Abhijit has 30 seconds and Pragnananda has 11 seconds. But the thing is, Pragnananda, so very important advice. Back to the basic sort of thing. Pragnananda knew his king is weak, he has material advantage. So please try to exchange the pieces to neutralize the attack, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's what Pragnananda has done. And now he's completely winning because white has no
Yeah,
attack and he has no compensation for the piece. So we can go for
right.
the other game then. So
Okay. What about
let's.
Skyny versus Raja Harshit?
Okay. Okay, Rasha. Okay, that's interesting. Let's take a look at that. So I think Raja Harshit is clear favorite because his pawn is on e2 and
Yeah.
Stanley's king is also extremely weak. So I think he should win in this position.
Okay.
So now
Lot of results coming.
lots of results actually, and it's as we can see it till now it has been very fighting, no draws and things like that, right? So it has been so. Let's actually take a look at the game of. Also, by the way, Aryan Chopra versus Bhakti Kulkarni. Aryan Chopra is testing the knowledge of Bhakti Kulkarni in checkmating with double bishop and king, and
Aryan
of
Chopra.
course,
Okay.
Bhakti Aryan Chopra. And Aryan Chopra is just now resigned because I don't. I mean, Bhakti would know how to checkmate with double bishops even in blitz games. So
Yeah.
sometimes it can get tricky if there is no increment. But what we can do is Bhakti can make quickly 4 5 moves, then gain some time and think sort of. So if she and then once she gets the formation, it's very easy. So
Yeah. The W
and
formation. Yeah.
admittedly, yes. So no, and
Okay.
she admittedly did it smoothly and won the game. So let us
Okay.
go for some
So
other game then.
almost all the games are over, I think.
I think let's go for Debashis versus Debashis versus Karthikeyan
Karthikeyan.
game. So it's very interesting because Debashis is a pawn down, but his pawn is very far, right, on c6.
Yeah.
So if despite being a pawn down, I think he has the winning chances. So let's see. So I think we can focus on this game now. So
Yes.
not many are going on. So let's see this very complicated king and pawn ending. So very important when you have connected pass pawns, don't push one of the pass pawns too far, otherwise it might get captured, right?
Yeah.
But this is not the case now because it is being protected by the rook. So let's see rook h5, g4, c7, and g3. Very interesting. After g3, I think if Karthikeyan found rook c5, very good because otherwise without that it's losing. And now,
We have H1
although
queen.
black is a pawn up, but he will white will win with the check, and now he will win the g3
Pawn.
pawn and draw the
Yeah.
game. So, because although Debashis was able to queen first, but the Karthikeyan was able to make it with the check. So he had that extra move. So although they are playing, but I think they will agree. Oh, and they have agreed for the draw.
Draw.
So
Okay.
very
It's a
very
decent result.
interesting and I think it's a good result with they both have played good game. It was very complicated, and I think draw is a fair result. So let's actually
Coming.
take a look at the results of the team.
Yeah. Let's
So
take a
I think
look. So
so.
we'll just.
So by the way, so Abhijit is still fighting. So he is now rook and bishop down, but he's still fighting maybe till today. So I think let's take a look at it. It's lost for him, but I think as long as one game is going on, we should focus on that. So
Okay. Let's go.
Abhijit versus Pragnananda. So now Abhijit has queen and two pawns, and Pragnananda has queen, rook, bishop, and a pawn. So it's completely lost, but Abhijit. Okay, and now Abhijit just he realized he cannot. No more tricks in this position because
Yeah.
only queen it would be difficult, and against a player like Pragnananda it would be difficult. So
Yeah.
no, very interesting game, and maybe we can actually later on revisit this game to see how Pragnananda neutralized Abhijit's attack, and he was in
Okay.
so much time trouble, right? So it will be very instructive to see how he played and then brought won the game. So
So this is
so
the
all the
culminate.
games are over. So yes,
Yeah.
so
All the
this
games
is
are over.
so now since okay, so this is the so let me just quickly go through the opening. So actually h6. So this is d takes c4 6. Fifth move is Botvinnik variation, which is one of the most complicated variations in chess. So Pragnananda stepped it and played h6, which is also complicated, but maybe less theory to remember than d takes c4. So I have also had a game with Abhijit Gupta in this, and actually, I won, but as in the second round in one of the open tournaments. But as we are talking about his resilience, he still won the tournament overall. So he made a
Yeah.
comeback. So it's so this G5 Bishop G3. I think it was a complicated anti-Moscow game, and Abhijit initially might have been in his preparation. I'm not exactly sure because. But I think so. I think since this game is very complicated, maybe we
Yeah.
can later on check what was there and what was not. So maybe we can, in case there are some questions from the in the chat, then we can address that. something
All
before the
right.
next round starts.
So for all the viewers, we have the standings updated on the left. You can see that after 2 rounds, United India is leading with 7.5 points. Then
Okay.
comes Super Kids in the second position with 6.5. Let me remind you all that the first tiebreak here is game points. So, and then comes match points.
Uh-huh.
So it's important
Okay.
that you win the games with a higher margin. That is more important here. So you can see that the standings are updated already. Now let's come to a question because there are viewers waiting. So we will ask them a question. So broadcast Desi Boys is our broadcast partner. So you can follow
Okay.
Desi
Uh-huh.
Boys on Twitch and YouTube. So just ask one question to all of you because I am full of questions because I do this Chessophile show. So I'll just bring one question here. What is the or let's say which country did this second world chess champion represent? That's the question. If you
Okay.
get the answer,
So, by the way, there is one thing which I want to comment, Niranjan. There is
yes.
just now someone has said that on chess.com/TV the stream has been stuck. So,
Uh-huh. I'm sure my team
and
will be
now,
looking to fix those things. Yeah, I'll just convey it
okay,
to
all right, no problem. So
the
let's
team.
just okay.
All right. So
So let's continue then.
so the question is as follows: what is the or
Mhm.
let's say which country did the second world chess champion represent? Ankit already knows
Okay.
the answer because he was part of my show, and I did ask him this question, to which he answered correctly. So that is the question. If you answer, the first person to answer this question will get 1 month chess.com diamond membership. Okay, so we have done our bit. There will be messages coming, so my team will be looking at the messages. We are live on all the platforms, like we are on Twitch, we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube, and we are on Twitter. So we will check all the places wherever you have posted the comments. So Ankit, do you think we could take a small break here and then come back?
Sure, let's take a small break then.
All right, viewers, we'll take a short break and we'll be back.